Hi everyone, it's Vera, aka Tiny Simmer, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we will be doing a speed build of a big family home. So this build took me such a long time because it's a lot bigger than a normal house that I would do because I like to play in smaller homes for my Sims. But I know that some of you guys prefer big homes, and that's kind of what I tried to do. I tried to make it kind of resemble a home that I saw a long time ago when I was on vacation. Um, and it was kind of inspired by that. And I really like how it ended up. I added like a greenhouse and everything, and something that I've never like actually done for a home because I don't know, I never had the space for it, especially if I'm doing a tiny home. Like having a greenhouse next to it doesn't kind of fit in. But yeah, that's what I did. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's very different than most of my builds, but in the best way possible. I'm really happy about this build. So yeah, I mean, now that I've got all this free time, I'm trying to do builds that will take me longer to do and I'll have the patience for. And for this build, one of the things I love the most is the landscaping, which you will see. I took such a long time with landscaping, but it's like in a therapeutic way. Because when you take your time to like put every plant and like put all the greenery and everything, it's actually quite relaxing. Um, but yeah, if you see, I'm doing like a two-level big home, and there's like this huge part that's standing and sticking up in the front. And what I was thinking is maybe this family that has a lot of money, they like added an extension to the home at the front of it, and that's why it's gonna be a little bit more modern looking, and that's why like all of the mirrors on the house look completely are like so traditional, and then the windows on that extension are very modern, like the window pane glass windows, if you know what I mean. But yeah, here I'm just trying to figure out like the layout of the place and how big it's gonna be and everything, and trying to figure out like how it's gonna like fit in because my way of building is that I first like create a layout and then I add the windows because that's how I know like where to put the bathroom windows and the kitchen windows and stuff like that, and where to put them and not, so that I don't put like a window in between a wall, you know? So that's kind of how I build. I also recently created an Instagram for this page. Like I had my own personal Instagram, but I just like literally last night created uh, an Instagram account for this YouTube channel. You can follow me. It's TinySimmerYT, and there I'm posting like polls and stuff like that for what kind of videos you want to see next, as well as like posting extra screenshots that I take and stuff like that. So definitely follow me there. And yeah, I mean, I'm having a lot of fun and taking advantage of this quarantine to do a lot of stuff that I wouldn't normally do, especially regarding to this channel. So I have like literally 7 videos in store that I'm scheduling and everything because I have been filming a lot with all of this extra time, and I'm like trying to, uh, what's the word, like pace the videos out so that I don't have a new one every day like at a weird time. I'm trying to like keep a schedule. I'm trying to post like one day yes, one day no, if you know what I mean. And yeah, uh, I've been using. So I said I was like looking at Instagram and stuff like that, and I'm obviously following like the. I'm following like popular Simstagrams that of people who don't have YouTube accounts, because the only like Sims gamers I know of are the ones that post about it on YouTube, right? And I'm looking at all of these accounts of people who have like Simstagrams and stuff like that, and their content is so good. Like they post screenshots of their game, but they edit it, and so the way they edit the screenshots are so well done. Like I'm so surprised, and the builds are amazing too. I mean, there's a lot of inspiration that I find there, because most of the inspo that I get is from real houses, obviously, from Pinterest mostly. But looking at how other people build, like I saw a Victorian home that looks so cool, and I was thinking, hey, I should do a Victorian home too. I've never done that. I mostly build like either family home or like family homes or like modern builds, but I saw a build of someone who did like used the roofs in such a cool way, and like I don't know, it like made the roof as part of the like as it seemed like a part of the building, so it's not like an actual roof, but it like helps you. I don't know how to explain it. It's super weird, but it's so cool. And but yeah, I also my family moved a TV that we had like in a space that we didn't really use. And we were like, what's it doing there? We don't really use it. So we moved it to my bedroom. And that's the best thing that has happened to me. I've been literally watching all of my like Netflix in there when I'm about to sleep and stuff like that. And it's so nice. Like I've been watching The 100. If you don't know what that show is, look it up. It's so good. It's from the CW. And I've been binge watching that show during this time, and just sitting here eating popcorn and watching TV is so nice and relaxing. But yeah, my house has been going like all out with the quarantine. We have done a lot of stuff. We moved our dining table to the balcony in order to have like a better view of the city, because I live in a city, and it's so weird how we're rearranging the entire balcony as well. And it's so cool. Like, it's true what they say with like all of this free time, you do find things to do that you wouldn't normally do. Like, we would have never redecorated our entire balcony if it weren't for this quarantine. But yeah, I've also like taken a lot of time to read. I know some of you either like really like it or don't, but I'm reading a series right now. If you watched my video on the cast of Mare Barrow, she's a character from the series I'm reading, and I'm finishing up the last book, and I'm so excited to read other books as well. And that's kind of what I've been doing with all of this. But yeah, going back to The 100, I think it would be interesting to kind of explain like what that show is about. It's basically about a world where it's inhabitable, and there is a society in some spatial like a space station that they have created, well, that they already had, and people that are living there, and they have like their own society. And because of the radiation on Earth, they can't go back down until now, and they send 100 teens that are criminals down there to test if the world is okay to live in. And it's so cool and interesting. I had previously watched only the first season, but now I'm like, I literally just finished season 2 right now, and I'm going to season 3, and it's so much fun. I'm so excited that I'm like doing this now. But yeah, going on with the build, because we haven't really talked much about it. I love the windows that I used. These are the windows from Get to Work, and they are so nice and classic and beautiful, and I love their style. And here right now I'm just landscaping. I really went all out with landscaping. I tried to make it as best and nice as I could, because some YouTubers, for example, Aveline and I don't know if I'm saying that properly, Aveline, and Simlessy, their landscaping is so beautiful, and it adds a lot to whatever they're building, and I like that. So that's kind of what I try to do as well, like add a lot of landscaping and make it a lot nicer, which I really like that specific area in the middle. It's so nice. I've never done something like that for my builds. I just add like bushes and like 2 trees, and that's it. But yeah, here I went more into with landscaping. I'm so glad I did. With the greenhouse, I love using those crystal designs for roofs. And yeah, I always try to put like at least something with those, like that roof in one of my builds. And that area over there with that clear glass roof is so nice. Like, I really envisioned having a dining room there and just sitting and looking out into the rest of the house. But yeah, I think we're right now going into finally the interior of the home. So, we're just fixing up some windows. Yeah. So here's where I finally add the windows, because I forgot to add that once I finished with the layout. But to be quite honest, I don't like a lot the back of the house, mainly because it's kind of flat in that specific part with the pool, I probably should have added like a little bump out or something like that to make it more not flat. I don't know how else to say it. But yeah, right now we're working with a kitchen. I really like this kitchen because it's big, of course, but it's not like the modern type of kitchens that I always try to do. I was going for a more classical and refined style for this home, if you couldn't tell. It's not my usual interior designing style, but that's kind of what building is all about, like trying different styles and everything. But yeah, I just really wanted to make this house seem like it was old and like your grandparents, like like your grandparents owned this house and they have given it to you, or after their death they gave it to you. And yeah, I like using that counter that it's like really long. I've never used it before. I just kind of never minded it, but here I tried to use it, and yeah, I'm glad how the kitchen turned out. I like the wood that I used because that's squared but arrow style of wood for flooring. I've never used. I always use like the same wood straight floors. But yeah, I'm trying to do the best I can to show how lived in it's in. Like, it's a family lives here, obviously. And I love decorating the kitchens because there's so many items that you can use, and you can really fill up the place and make it look lived in. I actually later went on by using the debug menu. So when I click testing sheets 2, I believe, or something like that, and then like unlock free items or something like that, you get like a debug menu. I have to you have to look it up. I always write how to get the debug menu in the Sims 4 build if you want to do that. And like that's how I get the cheats. And I do that to get like extra items that you wouldn't normally find. And I did like add a cupcake thing on the table, but like that's later on in the video. But yeah, right now we're figuring out the dining space. I really like the idea of having a round table, but it kind of didn't fit in with that square layout for the dining room. So you're going to see that I'm going to move that to another corner. Because I don't put a lot of those square tables that it's actually very common in homes. Like my dining room is like that, but in that area it didn't fit very well because like I knew your Sims couldn't sit properly or it was going to glitch a lot, so I just moved it to that corner, and I'm so glad I did. I like the swatches a lot. It's so nice, and I use the curtains that I'm going to use. I used throughout the entire build. Like those are the same curtains I'm going to use for everything, because they're not just plain white, and I think they fit really well with the style of the home. Yeah, here we're just figuring out the wallpaper. I tried to go for something that's classical but not ugly, I didn't want to make it seem like so old-fashioned, and I was trying out different types of styles because I usually go for more like solid color wallpapers, but obviously this build is not my usual type of stuff, like regarding building style and interior. But in the end, we went with that beautiful like brown with like light brown wallpaper with the wood below it, and I really love it. I think it's so nice, and it fits really well with the color of the wood, because it's not the fact that brown is very neutral. I think it blends really well with whatever I'm going to put in. Like, it's easy to furnish around. But yeah, here we're just finally figuring out what to do with the dining room. So, I'm pretty sure that I just add like that same not square table, but rectangular table. And I use those paintings that you see in that like corner. I like them so much because they are kind of old fashioned. Like, it seems like a collection of faces or portraits of your family members from like your grandparents to, your great grandparents and stuff like that. I think it fits very well the style of this build. And those cats and dogs chairs, I've tried to put them out, like I've tried to insert them everywhere in the build because I love them so much and they fit the style of the house very well. Sorry, I can't really seem to pronounce words well now. But yeah, that corner, well, not that area in the back with that fishbowl in that table was nice. I liked how it looked. But yeah, we're moving on now to the living room. So sometimes I like to add that like wall in the middle in order to like mount a TV and put a chimney there, or a fireplace, you could say. But yeah, and but to be honest, I kind of thought of that wall first as a good place to put a table behind. And yeah, here we're just trying to figure out what to do with the couches. I didn't want to use super old-fashioned couches, and I didn't want to have like ugly ones either. I tried to find a good middle, and I think we did. I like those couches. I believe they came with Get Famous, and I use them all the time because I really like the swatches. Now with rugs, I remember I did struggle a little bit to find the right swatch, but I think that in the end, we found the right one that fits well with the color of the couches and the color of the wallpaper. But yeah, here we're just like adding like little details and stuff like that. I always like to use, even though it's not in a specific area, I always like to use that dine out plant. You know what I mean if you have that pack. You're gonna see it all the time. I put it like 3 or 4 times in this build, but obviously in very far away places so that you can tell I put that plant so many times. But yeah, I think here's the desk that I was talking about. I added a nice bookshelf over there. I love that table, and that chair is also from Cats and Dogs, and I think it also fit very well the style of my home. I think a lot of the furniture of Cats and Dogs really fits the style of like old-fashioned, but not really. And I love the painting that I used. I think those browns really meshed well with the wood flooring and the wood wallpaper. Sorry, that took me some time. But yeah, here I just added like little things to make it more lived in. That like briefcase, I think that's briefcase with books on top. I liked it. It's a nice detail. And yeah, here was trying to like figure out the staircases. Now that they have configurable staircases, I really just make the staircases weird all the time. I never have like after they added that update, I have never used the simple staircase thing. Because I think it makes the build so much more interesting and a lot more realistic and nicer. I don't know. But yeah, here we're just doing the bathroom. And I literally made this bathroom and the one on top of it exactly the same. And I did both at the same time since they were literally one on top of each other. So I just added the same objects and stuff. I like the wallpaper that I used for that that bathroom. It's the one from Parenthood, and I love that tile wallpaper. There are like 2 different tile wallpapers that came with Parenthood, and both are really, really nice. I just always use either or for my bathrooms. And then here I believe we're going to start working on the outdoors, right? Yeah. So to be honest, I think I got Get Together just for the plain reason of adding that color to the pool. You know, that one that's more like bluer and turquoise, you could say, and it's so much nicer than the base game color one. I'm pretty sure I bought Get Together just for that. But yeah, here I'm not pretty sure what we're doing, but yeah, here I think we're gonna like kind of figure out how to work with the bedroom. Oh yeah, here we're doing the bedroom. So this bedroom, I thought it was for like a teen girl's room. I thought that would look nice. I don't know. I I based off the color palette for that room based off of that bed. I love the bed, and I love like the pattern that is on top of it. So that's like kind of what I based off of it. And I don't know why, but I was thinking of this girl as an artist, and that's why I'm going to add an easel and add some artwork and stuff like that. And yeah, here we add just some simple wall decals into like on top of the bed. I'm pretty sure I used a lot of Parenthood, and I always like to use a lot of Parenthood for my kids, like my Sims kids' rooms, because they make them so much more lived in. And by the way, that painting that you see right there, I haven't used that painting since, I swear to God, 2016. I completely forgot it was there. And I used that in all of my builds 4 years ago, and I'm bringing that back right now. But yeah, here we're doing the master bedroom. And as I said, I envisioned this area as more of an extension that they did, and a more modern one. So that's why you're going to see like very gray scale modern items. For someone who doesn't hear this voiceover, they're going to be very confused if they download that room. They're going to be like, whoa, like, did she forget what she was building or something like that? Because it looks very out of place with the rest of the room. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I completely like it, but I think it's interesting, and it adds to story, this, you know what I mean, the gameplay of your Sims. So yeah, I thought it was interesting. It's different. But yeah, that's what I went with. I like this simple furniture that I used. And even though it's almost very blank, like it's almost not completely furnished, the style is present and it's nice. It's still nice. Yeah, and here we're just finishing up, we're starting with the kids' room. So I envisioned like a child or a teenager with a toddler, and they were both boys. And yeah, I mean, here we try to add toys and stuff like that and make it very much lived in. So I tried, even though like the beds of the toddlers don't match well with the beds of adults and children and stuff like that, I still try to make it as cohesive as possible. And that's why I picked like that swatch of like both have red in common. And yeah, I struggled a bit with, well, not struggled, but it took me some time to figure out the wallpaper that I wanted to use, because I didn't want it to be too boyish or like, you know, too kid kind of, because I was thinking, oh, if he's a teenager, it's not very fitting for a teenager to have like that wallpaper. But I think I found like a good in between. And with that like extra space that we have in that corner over there, I added a piano, which is so weird. I don't add pianos at all, because I just think, oh, they take so much space. They are worth so much money, and it's very likely that they're never going to use it. But hey, I thought since this is that type of build, let's add a piano. And we did. I mean, I liked it. I think it adds to the persona of this build. Like, it makes sense. And the good thing about it is that it fills up that space, because I really had no idea what else to do with that corner, and I didn't want it to seem bland. Like, I didn't want to add another desk and computer over there. So I just added a piano. But yeah, I could think it's nice, like, the kids have a piano next to them, and like maybe the daughter plays piano or something like that, and she goes there. But yeah, here we're just adding final details to that second floor, make it much more like lived in. I added that parenthood, like, not like, you know what I mean, that parenthood thing where the parents like put alarms, not alarms, but the time that they want their children to be, their curfew. Oh my god, why did I say alarms? But yeah, like, I put that thing in there. Yeah, we're now finishing up with the outside. We just added some chairs, and I added a yoga mat. Now that I have a spa day, I'm adding so many yoga mats to my builds, because I always think, oh, wouldn't it be so nice if my sim went outside and did some yoga and meditated. And that corner over here where I have that swing set, I love it so much. And that, I don't know, it's something that it's very pretty, and I like that I did that. I almost never do that. And yeah, here we're working on the greenhouse. Now, I don't know why I made a greenhouse because I don't imagine the parents being gardeners. However, I do think that parents, when they bought this home, they saw that like the greenhouse came with it, and they were like, you know what, we'll take the greenhouse because we really want this house. And yeah, I rarely do greenhouses because it's not like I'm playing with a lot of gardeners in my game. But yeah, I'm pretty sure here we're just adding like debug items. Here's the coffee, like not the coffee, the cupcakes that I add. I remember I added like strawberry cupcakes and something like that. But the screenshots are gonna come very soon. I'm really happy with like the overall thing. Like yeah, here you can see I'm really happy with the landscaping specifically because it's not something that I usually do. And yeah, here's that beautiful greenhouse. I love the roofing. I love those doors that are like sliding doors. I use them all the time when my houses have patios. The kitchen, I love that painting. I'm pretty sure it came with Dine Out. I love how it looks with this house. But yeah, when you see, when I take the screenshot, the cupcakes are not there, and that stressed me out a lot because I use debug for that, you know. Here's a beautiful view of the dining room. I like how you can just sit there and look outside and be like, wow, it's so pretty outside. Here's like the desk area. I like how I have the pictures in there and stuff like that. Here's the living room with a fireplace. I added a speaker. And here's like one picture of the bathroom since they're both the same. Here's the piano. I don't know why, but I added an aquarium thing. And yeah, here's like the kids' room. I'm pretty sure like your Sims are going to be happy. Like kids' Sims are going to be happy playing around in that room. The daughter's room. I love this room. I think it's very Tumblr-ish with the paintings and the mirror with the light bulbs. And here's the parents' room. But yeah, anyway, you guys, I'm going to cut off here. I hope you liked this build and this video. If you did, please like this video if you did. And subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. I would really appreciate it. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!